So for phase 3 ideation, you can refer the previous recording, last week recording, and understand it. Today we will move on, and once we complete the content delivery part, then we will see the presentations of all teams also. Now last week you all were absent, and that's why the remaining 2 teams of having the presentation for second phase, they have 0 marks because they have not attended the session. Conquerors and creators. Now today you'll have a second chance for your phase 2 presentation, because even other teams have not completed their second phase, so they will also present their phase 2 of workbook, but after completion of the content, right? Now, as I already said, and one more thing, by mid of this month, around before 15th, we actually want to complete this subject from the content delivery part now. Your final presentations will be at the end of the semester. So once we are done with the content delivery part, workbook understanding, you can continue your work as soon as possible. You complete it and submit it to me. So your submissions will be taken. Final presentations will be at the end of the semester. So as I said, we have already, I've already gone through this ideation phase, third one. Today, what we want to cover is the last phase from your workbook, which is the experimentation phase. Now, once you have your ideas, okay, once you have refined your ideas in the third phase, what you can do is, next one is for your idea 1 and idea 2, you actually create a prototype. Now, what this prototype means, or what do you need to propose here? So you can have a document kind of thing or a flow chart kind of thing you can draw on the right side. If you do have some kind of forms, you can have those forms also here. So what you can do is, if it is a document, right? Someone is typing something. We need to submit up to discovery phase in Google Classroom. No, read those instructions carefully. I have asked phase 1 discovery. Yeah, only discovery phase. I've clearly written only discovery phase. Second phase, I will ask you to submit later. Yeah, the due date is 7 today. Workbook phase 1, you need to submit in Google Classroom. Second phase, I'll ask later. Then I'll ask for third phase, and then the fourth phase, last one. So going back to discussion now. Here in the fourth phase, you need to propose a prototype here. So prototype in terms of your documents, flowcharts, and forms. So let's go to the same example that we were taking earlier. Manufacturing unit, manager, employees, attendance part, salary calculation, and all, right? Now in third phase, we discussed that major 2 ideas we come up with. One is the RFID system for attendance portion. System will take attendance, and those attendance will be accessible by accountant system directly, and salary will be calculated. Another idea was, let's say, face recognition. Based on the face recognition, you'll take the attendance, and system will take that attendance. System has all the entries, so salary will be calculated automatically, and so those were the 2 major ideas we talked. Now in that case, what you should do here is, for idea 1, let's say RFID system, on the right side you can draw a flow chart how that entire system will work. Employee passes through the RFID sensor with the RFID card. Now that sensor is going to sense the unique ID from the RFID, and based on that ID, attendance will be marked for that employee. Now how? So that sensor is attached with the system. So you will have employee coming in, you will have sensor goes to system, you'll have a system, then in that system you connect the database, and the database will have all the entries. Now from the database again system is connected, so it can fetch the entries for a month, and based on the monthly report, salary calculation will be done. So those kind of flow chart you can draw here. Now for that, what requirements you should have? So hardware requirement and RFID requirements, documents you can write on the left side here. What kind of RFID system you are going to implement, few company names, their quotations. Then when you say system, one system, so system basic requirements and database requirements, right? So all those requirements you can write here on as part of a document on the left side. So for your idea, you say documents or requirements will be on the left side, and the system flow chart will be on the right side. And the same thing you are going to do for second idea also. Whatever your idea is, you represent it here. Okay. Explanation and documentation part on the left side, system flow and working flow diagram on the right side. So that is your prototype. Now if you propose a mobile application, then you can have a mobile screen. Okay, how your mobile screen will look like. So you can have those screen designs, or let's say not actual designs, then at least wireframes. You can have your application screen wireframes, and you can have those wireframes here on the right side, where you do have, let's say, total 6 mobile screens, how they will look like. And then there is a flow. This is a home screen. If you tap on this button, you will go to second screen. From your second screen, you fill that data and submit, you go to the third screen, and so on. So that kind of screen flow chart you can have here if you propose a mobile application, and so on. So if software or a mobile or a system or a process, you can explain, or you can graphically draw on this part. So that's what the prototype is, and that's how we propose something based on a prototype. Now, as we discussed in the first lab only, we are not going to produce the final result here. Up to prototype we will be working. So this is your actually last phase prototype, and this is where you end up with your workbook process. Now final synthesis will should be done. So in this synthesis part, all teams, because if we are gathering in a physical lab session, then all teams are present. All teams will present their ideas, okay, and based on other teams' suggestions, they are going to have the final comments, what you should do and what you should not. Now in current scenario, what you can do, as I earlier said, if all teams are not getting together, then you select one team, okay, and you discuss your idea with that team, and that team is going to discuss their idea with you. So pair of two teams are going to discuss internally, and they are going to go through this process. So share your idea and write the final comments, whether those ideas, as per the other team, what they think on these ideas and their comments. So that's what the comments you should write here, okay, and you can have a discussion part there, and that completes your workbook here, right? So the fourth phase is experimentation. You experiment. You are not finalizing it right now, you are experimenting it. So you do the prototypes, and you propose your prototypes to other teams and come up with their comments, and that's where we will stop here. That's the end of your workbook. So this is what you need to complete. And here I complete my content delivery part also. So we are done with the entire workbook. So furthermore, if we will be having these labs, then We will be having presentations for each and every team, and getting all the suggestions, and that's how we will go further throughout this semester. Based on your presentations, you'll be having internal marks, and final viva will be conducted at the end of the semester. So that's it from my side. Now if you want to ask anything, you can, or else we may start the presentation of your workbook team wise. So waiting for your queries if you want to ask anything right now.
Sir, can we present the workbook which we were going to present in the last lecture?
Sorry, pardon me.
In last lecture we were absent, right, sir? So can we present those part also in this lecture?
Look, yes, you need to present those sections, because I need to see whether those are okay or not. Okay, but the evaluation that should be done previously is gone, so you have 0 marks there. You will have second chance, as all teams are going to have second chance today. You will be evaluated based on your second chance.
Okay, sir. Okay.
And we will be starting with those two teams actually, because in last to last lab you were not able to present because of time constraint. So today we will start with those remaining two teams, and then we'll go for the previous teams, first, second, and third. We start with the fourth and fifth team today. Any other queries?
So,
Yes, Rahil?
sir, we just need to upload those discovery part pages only in the classroom, right?
Yes. If you do
So
have
we
your
have to.
entire workbook, what you do is you create partition from that Word file. Okay,
Okay, sir.
you have one Word file for discovery phase only, then you have second Word file for second phase interpretation, then you have third Word file for ideation phase, and fourth
Okay.
Word file for implementation or trial prototype phase.
So
You
just
convert,
we just
you fill those, yeah, you fill those sections, you convert that file to PDF, and individually you upload those files in the classwork, Google Classroom.
okay, sir.
Once you are done with your entire phase flow, then you will be having four different PDF files. You can merge those PDF to have a single one at the end of the semester. Yeah, okay.
Thank you, sir.
Fine then. So let me stop recording, because in recording we only want to have the explanation part, content delivery, so that you can refer it later on. And we don't want to go for larger file size here and unnecessary content everywhere. So I'll stop recording, but what we will do is now we are going to have presentations from the teams. So second phase we are going to have in the presentation, and as you were not present in the last lab, I am sure that you haven't gone through third phase, so I'm not expecting you present third phase today. But in next lab when we have, I want you to present third phase also. Right? So that's it for today, and we'll start with presentations now. I stop recording.